But anyway, that's getting sidetracked. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Make sure you subscribe and drop a comment. Y'all already know, but we about to get into this next one and hit the notification bell. So we about to talk about Doge. Doge is getting got an interview going on. Elon breaking stuff down, and he's talking about the fraud. And I found this very interesting. I did listen to the whole thing, but we're gonna get through a lot of it. So let's get it cracking.
That the government is defrauded is that the computer systems don't talk to each other. So if the computer systems don't talk to each other, then you can exploit that gap, and fraudsters exploit that gap, take advantage. For example, there were over $300 million of Small Business Administration loans that has been given out to people under the age of 11.
Well, actually, to add to it, it's $300 million under the age of 11 and over $300 million to over the age of 120.
Definitely.
Small business loans.
Correct.
Yes. The oldest American is 114. So it's safe to say if their age is...
Hold up. Did y'all hear that? Under the age of 11? Boy, niggas out here finessing. They finessing. Listen, y'all already know with the PPP loans that they got people out here like they really convicting people, right? I just wish I knew some of the people and be like, hey, yo, slide me a few of them dollars. I don't want no part of you getting convicted, but let me get some of that change though, you know? I'm dirty.
115 or above, they're fake. Or they should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. And we should not be giving out loans to babies. So the youngest recipient of a Small Business Administration loan is a 9-month-old, which is a very, very precocious baby we're talking about here. So obviously it was just fraudulent. And they do terrible things. They actually will see that a kid's been born. They will steal that kid's social security number and then take out a loan and leave that kid with a bad credit rating.
Damn.
There was literally a baby. The terrible things are being done is what we're saying.
And how?
And we're stopping these terrible things.
And you can stop it? I mean,
well, we are stopping it.
The reason this is happening is because the two systems are not talking to each other.
Yes.
Right? And so you don't know at the Small Business Administration that you're giving a loan to a 9-month-old, which happened in one case, because you're not cross-referencing that with the Social Security Administration data that has birth dates. So that very, very simple fix eliminates tremendous fraud. And that there are multiple systems across the government where the systems are not speaking with one another. And if you just solve that simple problem, you would solve a huge amount of fraud.
Are you surprised?
So one of the ways that, like one of the key tricks that the fraudsters pull is that they will use the fact that someone is marked as live, and as sort of just that social security number is marked as live in Social Security, and then get disability and unemployment insurance for a dead person. Because the databases don't talk to each other, all they got was from Social Security is like, is this person alive? Yes, they're not alive. It's falsely marked. Person is falsely marked as alive in Social Security. But they didn't. But that person, a fraudster can now get unemployment and disability from a dead person. This is happening all the time at scale.
Are you surprised at some of the legal efforts and some of the judges that have weighed in? There's about 8 or 10 now of these cases that are at least temporary holds. They're being challenged by the DOJ.
Right.
Are you surprised by that pushback?
Well, it's the D.C. Circuit is notorious for having a very far-left bias. And when you look at the people close to some of these judges, where are they working? Oh, they're working at these NGOs. Oh, they're the ones getting this money. Does that seem like a system that lacks corruption? It sounds like corruption to me.
Last thing, do you guys all see this as a patriotic duty? I mean, is that really what this is about?
It's essential.
Very much
I do, 100%. I was running 5 businesses in Houston, and I left that. I left great people to do this, and my wonderful wife said, go for it. And here I am. But I feel like this is me giving back to the country.
If we don't do this, we're sunk.
Yep.
The ship, unless this exercise is successful, the ship of America will sink. That's why we're doing it.
Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate the time. Hassan, Interior Department, you're a former oil company CEO. You're reviewing contracts before they're approved for funding. What are you finding?
Well, Elon and Steve kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but I actually found that customer service survey contract. I actually have an example of one right here. I could have done this in high school. And
Is that right?
I found it.
Is that bad?
I found it on the weekends because under the Biden administration, there was no departmental oversight within the Department of Interior whatsoever. None. We are now reviewing every single contract, every single grant, and when things come to my attention that don't make sense, I'm bringing them to Secretary Burgum, and he's been fantastic. He's a businessman. He's very supportive of Doge. It's been wonderful to work with him.
Now listen, motherfuckers say you can't run America like no business. That's what people said, but in my brain, I'm like, well, why not? Because as a businessman, there are certain ways that we operate that just makes more sense. And a lot of people like to look at America as if it's not a business. Bro, America is a huge America itself is the business. Point blank, period. I'm gonna tell y'all just like I tell my kids, everything is a business. School is a business. Hospitals are business. Even though motherfuckers want to do all this non-profit, that's a business too. It's not profitable. But that's a business. Businesses establishes non-profit so they can run their money through it. Just so I can get more money. Everything is a business, bro. You gotta pay attention to the money and to the plays. We are literally in a sinking ship and we are about to go bankrupt. Everybody want to sit here and say Trump this, Elon this. They want to talk shit about the Doge team and all like that. But if they never stepped in, what would we have done? That's one thing that a lot of people, when they want to talk, ask them that question. Well, what do you think we should have done then? What do you think if Trump wouldn't have won and Kamala would have came in? And remember, Kamala was, a part of Biden administration. All the things that he was rocking with, she was damn near rocking with too. So all the migrants and giving them all that money. Hold on, real quick. Remember when that hurricane hit Florida and FEMA was, and we supposed to have money for within the FEMA fund for emergencies, and the only thing that they gave them Floridians was like $750. Y'all remember that? But then all the migrants that was coming in, they was getting housing, they was getting like mad food stamps, health benefits. All of that was off the backs of who? Taxpayer dollars. It was us. When we got to pay all these punk ass taxes that we got to pay, that shit was going right over to the migrants. That wasn't going to our own people. That wasn't going down to the people that was in Florida. They coming in and finding all this bullshit, all this fraud. But then everybody hate them so much. I don't get it. And then you got other politicians that's always saying, what do they say? These billionaires, they don't even say millionaires no more. Pay attention to that too. Pay attention to the words they use. Oh, these billionaires, they're gonna take away your grandmother's social security. And it's like, no, they not. They gonna take away their Medicare, Medicaid. No, they not. They just want to make stuff more efficient and stop all the fraud. Listen, the transparency that these dudes have been has been showing is also crazy too, because I don't remember anybody else that has been basically taking American people and like putting them on the inside. Like Doge got a whole website to where when they find BS or whatever they find it, they put it right on the website. They put it on X and on the website for people to go see. So basically it's like, yo, here go the receipts. Here go all the money that was here. Here go the money that was here, 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 here. Look at it for the American people. What how can you be mad at that? That's one thing I don't understand when people be bitching. It's like, give me valid reasons on why you're upset. And the only thing it always seems to come down to is, oh, I just don't like them because of, I don't know, the fucking sky blue. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're rich. It's like, so what? They fucking rich. You want them to be broke? Who the fuck want to be broke? Like, start you a business and put your all into your business and maybe you'll get somewhere too. And they say, oh, well, their dad, like Trump dad gave them money. Okay. Like, nigga, ain't this what you fucking supposed to do? I can tell y'all straight up. I'm gonna make sure my son and daughter is well taken care of, paid. And if anybody say, "Oh yeah, you're only okay in life because your dad gave you millions of dollars," it's like, okay, ain't that's what the fuck they supposed to do? Fuck, you gonna get mad because my parents did what they supposed to do?
The battle between government of decades of buildup and business, which you guys are, is that like a train hitting each other? I mean, it seems like it's pretty disruptive.
Well, this is a revolution, and I think it might be the biggest revolution in government since the original revolution. But at the end of the day, America is going to be in much better shape. America will be solvent. The critical programs that people depend upon will work, and it's going to be a fantastic future. But are we going to get a lot of complaints along the way? Absolutely. You know, one of the things I learned at PayPal was you know who complains the loudest and with the most amount of fake righteous indignation? The fraudsters. It's a tell. There's some of these NGOs that are crazy, like the $2 billion to Stacey Abrams' NGO that basically didn't exist and suddenly gets $2 billion awarded from the federal government. She has, why? And there are many such cases like that.
I think that most people, common sense-wise, would say the fraud's got to end.
Yeah.
They're concerned about the 94-year-old mother who skips a check or somehow doesn't get what she's supposed to get.
Right. And what we're trying to say is actually that the 94-year-old grandmother is actually, as a result of Doge's work, going to get her check. She's not going to be robbed by fraudsters like she's getting robbed today. And the solvency of the federal government will ensure that she continues to receive those Social Security checks, that Medicare continues to work, without which we're all doomed. I mean, the reason we're doing this is because if we don't do it, America's going to go insolvent.
Yep.
We're going to go bankrupt.
Yep.
And nobody's going to get anything.
Why are you guys all doing it? I mean, you can pipe up, but you don't have to be here, right? I mean, you don't have to be doing this.
I have 4.
And real quick, with them doing this, like Elon, for instance, go look at how much money he actually lost. Go look how much money Trump has lost by being president, Elon doing what he doing. Look how much money they lost.
We're blessed with 4 beautiful children, my wife and I. But we have a real fiscal crisis. And this is not sustainable. And what's worse, back to my children and everyone else's children, is we are burdening them with that debt.
Yep.
And it's only going to grow.
Steve, there's not a lot of hierarchy here. You guys are kind of all approaching it in different, silos, but with the same kind of goal, right? I mean, this is really Silicon Valley, private sector colliding with government.
Yeah, exactly. And we're headed in a bad path, but the chance of success exists. And just the one that just is in my head right now, which is a fairly mundane one, but I think is very illustrative, is credit cards. There are in the federal government around 4.6 million credit cards for around 2.3 to 2.4 million employees. This doesn't make sense.
2 credit cards per person.
And so one of the things all of the teams have worked on is we've worked with the agencies and said, do you need all of these credit cards? Are they being used? Can you tell us physically where they are?
I hope they're getting frequent flyer miles.
Actually, on a different note, the rewards program the federal government has is actually not very good. That's a whole other...
It's a negotiation.
Sure, yeah, exactly. But so far, the teams have worked together, and they've reduced it from 4.6 million to 4.3 million. So
we're taking it easy. But clearly there should not be, more. There should not be more credit cards than there are people. Yeah.
Joe, middle-level employees, are they seeing a benefit to being empowered by taking out bureaucracy? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, I think what you're seeing is taking the best of Silicon Valley and the business world and bringing it into the government. We're bringing the best practices and the best methodologies, and people are inspired. Right, especially on the retirement process, which I can speak to. They've been trying to modernize and get off of paper since early 2000s, very unsuccessfully. Every attempt has gone over budget and been canceled because it hasn't been successful. And so, I showed up, and I feel like I'm here because it's an interesting problem. We can use design to solve it and good engineering and really create a better experience for everybody.
We're talking about elementary financial controls that are necessary for any company to function. So, like, if the federal government, if a commercial company operated the way the federal government does, then it would be immediately go bankrupt. It would be delisted. The officers would be arrested. The changes we're putting in place will enable the federal government to pass an audit. It will enable taxpayers to.
So real quick, so if anybody who don't understand what he's basically saying that if this was a regular business and they were operating the way that basically our government has been operating, they would have been bankrupt a long time ago. And all the fraud that has been going on, the officers of that company, which is like, your CEO, your COO, your CFO, all of them, they would have been arrested already, basically because you're committing fraud. You're still operating, saying you're making money, moving money around, all this fraud stuff, y'all have been done. But because America basically prints our own money, they just keep on going on and on and on. That's why our dollar ain't really worth shit right now, because we owe so much money.
To know where the money is going
We
and
overprint.
know that their hard-earned tax dollars are being spent well.
Elon Musk sitting down for an exclusive interview.
So that was the whole Doge interview. One of these dudes are rocket scientists too. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, man, that's what the whole, the Doge meeting and everything like that. That's what they talking about over there. It's really interesting. People still upset about the whole. They still upset about the whole Elon doing what he doing. And I can't understand it. Now, I mean, I'm a business owner for them. I'm a business person. I'm not gonna keep saying business owner. I'm a business person. I understand business, so it makes perfect sense. But some people don't look at it like that. I don't even, I'm gonna ask somebody. The next time I encounter somebody that say Trump is effing up the economy, I'm just gonna ask some questions. And I might even record it too, because I kind of forget a lot of stuff because I be thinking about so many different things, trying to be productive, what I'm about to do, making money, stuff like that. I don't really be having time with people and they bullshit because it just don't make sense to me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that just for y'all too. I'm gonna ask him, well, how is he messing up the country? Well, what do you think he should be doing? And watch every time. Oh, I don't know. He just shouldn't be doing this. Like, exactly. So shut the fuck up then. It's like people always want to complain, but then don't have a solution with their complaint. But we about to move over to the next part of the show. And then I'm gonna get y'all out of here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for rocking with your mans. You feel me? So this last one I got for y'all. Yeah, I think y'all gonna laugh. Me personally, I really think y'all gonna laugh because I kind of laughed when I seen it. Where is that? Because this person was tripping. Let's get this cracking. Hold on.